As a lifelong reader of National Geographic, I have been exposed to the world. As an artist with today's technology, I have been exposed to people from all over the world. With this special issue, National Geographic has chosen to make us more involved in the world. I'll be jumping into this issue in an art way. I have chosen to use topics from certain pages and make my own issue. Sometimes I will use National Geographic's layout format. Sometimes I will use the title from a chosen page. Sometimes I will use an image from a chosen page. In no way am I affiliated with National Geographic, and in no way is it my intention to deface National Geographic. This is a fun art project. Please play along. Use the hashtag April Natgeo Art, all one word, as your posts. Thanks and enjoy. Me, Beth. And my Instagram is at 4x8 Paper Stuff if you want to see a close up. So let's get going. My prompt today is double vision, and it is this double exposure picture of Hong Kong. And the next couple days are these double exposure pictures in the magazine itself. Kurti, I did misunderstand you. You're using two magazines now? Okay, cool. You may do whatever you want. If you want to claim me, that's fine. You don't have to. But I love your work, so I would be honored whatever you did. Look who's here. Amy is playing with us. I have a I have a dirty acrylic block. I have dirty acrylic stamps. These are Amy Tangerine's font stamps that she did with a collaboration with, I think it was Sakura Lala in Hawaii. And there's a huge long story about these. You'll have to watch my other videos. And no, I don't have a link to them because number one, I don't know how to do links. And number two, it was a way long time ago. But I have two sets of these stamps. So I'm spelling out double. My fingers are bumbly. It is not sticking to the acrylic block. I know I'm supposed to wash these things. I haven't washed them. That doesn't mean I don't care about Amy. I'm just lazy. But I'm spelling out the word double eventually. Good Lord. I fumbled and fumbled and fumbled and fumbled and fumbled and fumbled. But I got it. And I'm spelling double on deli paper. So it's going to be see-through. And at the moment, that's all I know I want to do. When all else fails, either use glue or good old spit. And they stuck with spit better than glue. I think it's just the friction of the ink. I don't know. I mean, of the spit and the acrylic block. I don't know. Anyhow, I finally get it stamped. It took me forever. And I actually, see, I'm still fighting with it. I actually spelled double the length of the traveler's notebook, well, the junk journal that I'm using, which is the same size as a traveler's notebook, pretty much. The cover is bigger. The pages, the big pages are the same size. So finally, I figure out how to use stamps again. I've been doing a lot of re-entry. I've been doing it very, very slowly. Now, it does not bother me that these are not coming out perfectly inked because it's going to be my take on double exposure. So I'm okay with all that. But I have been playing in the water at my house. I've been playing with flowers. I have sat out in the sun. I have read a book. I haven't done those kind of things for a while. I haven't just relaxed. So I am purposely doing this very slowly. Um, and I do have upcoming trips. I have an upcoming trip to the beach, which hold me to it, Kirchi. I want to use beach water, salt water for watercolors and see if it does anything different. Last year I forgot, or 2 years ago, whenever that was, I don't know. But so it's not perfectly stamped, and I didn't want it to be. But it does spell double, 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 double all the way down this sheet of deli paper, and that's what I wanted. And at this point, I still don't know what I want to do. Deli paper doesn't rip perfectly the way I wanted it to with that ruler, so I end up having to cut it, which I hate cut edges, but oh well. So I kind of am in my head thinking green, but not so sure I want green. And am I going to paint it on here? I don't know. So then I get the idea of doing a map on green paper because I have a map problem. I love maps. Some say I might hoard map books, but I'm not going to save things. I'm going to use them because I have too much stuff. I can't photocopy stuff anymore. So believe it or not, this is a piece of scrapbook paper, 8.5 by 11, from probably 20 years ago. I was fascinated with this scrapbook paper the first time I saw it. Every time I saw it since then, I think this is something we got at Michael's years ago. Every time I saw it, I would get another sheet. I think I have 1 or 2 sheets left. But this is the sheet I'm going to copy onto my green. I just don't know how I'm going to do the green at this point. So I was looking for, I know I have painted papers of Tamoa River paper green. I know I have magazine pages painted green. But, of course, I cannot get my hands on one at the moment. So I'm taking all my greens and greenish blues and just going to slather it on this deli piece of paper, which will allow the undercoating of my junk journal to show through, thus another take on double vision or double exposure. And some of these green blues they look more green, blue, teals in the real life than they do here. They look more blue here, but they're actually all green. And now it's all starting to come into my head. I'm going to photocopy that map onto this deli paper, which is going to take some engineering. I have to tape the deli paper to a piece of regular copy paper to feed it through my printer correctly. I thought about smearing it a little bit, but I really didn't want to. I wanted the individual blotches to show through. In the end, it works, but I had to let it dry overnight. So I did this yesterday, and this is this afternoon. Because when I talked about re-entry, I did do re-entry today also. I went for a long car ride, about 2 hours. I went to several towns north of us and all on backcountry. Oh my gosh, there it is, photocopied onto the map, photocopied in black and white onto the green deli paper. So now I'm just cutting it off the photocopy paper. I love this. I love this. So now I'm thinking I want to tape it on here. I'm going to use tape instead of glue because of the thinness of the deli paper, but I want some of the yellow to show through. My yellow National Geographic edges to show through on this one. So I do that, and I fumble with this tape. That's why I don't use it a lot. A lot of people like it. This is sped up a little bit, so yeah, it looks like I'm doing it very easily, but no, I fumble with it quite terribly. So I finally get it off, and I finally get it down. But once I'm through with this, and now I need to trim it to fit the page, and I thought I could rip it this time too, but no. So I cut it, much to my dismay. I like torn edges. But, and then I cut it a little too short right there, so I cannibalize it, but it looks fine. I was thinking it needed something else. Now there's just enough of the yellow to show through for me on the edges. And now I'm going to straighten out my paper and put double over the map. I kind of like this. But there was something missing still. So the book page, the National Geographic issue, has proof on this page also. So I went on the map and found towns on this map that spell out the word proof. And I highlighted them in black with just a black marker. But I went around that black with white so that they stood out a little bit more. Now, you might see it better on Instagram because I don't get close enough up with my regular camera. But anyhow, I really do like the way this turned out. And this is just, playing with paper, playing with paint, playing with stamps. Love it, love it, love it. So thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and see what we do with another one. Double exposure for Amsterdam.